called The Skin I'm In by Sharon G. Flake. Yeah, I don't know how many of you read this one, but it's a really great read, especially for girls of color like myself. Helps you to appreciate your beautiful black skin. There's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and regardless whether people tease you, torment you, like I actually went through growing up, pay it no mind. Try not to pay it no mind because you are beautiful and you are an individual, and that's what this book teaches you. Also teaches you to stand up for yourself against bullies. Head into chapter 1. So, and I'm gonna try to I'm not that good with voices, just telling you right now. So, like, I'm not a voice actress or anything, but I just love to read. So, I'm gonna try and do voices as good as I can. So, here we go. Chapter 1 of The Skin I'm In by Sharon G. Flake. The first time I seen her, I got a bad feeling inside. Not like I was in danger or nothing, just like she was somebody I should stay clear of. To tell the truth, she was a freak like me. The kind of person folks can't help but tease. That's bad if you're a kid like me. It's worse for a new teacher like her. Miss Saunders is as different as they come. First off, she's got a man's name, Michael. Now, who ever heard of a woman named that? She's tall and fat like nobody's business, and she's got the smallest feet I ever seen. Worse yet, she's got a giant white stain spread halfway across her face like somebody tossed acid on it or something. I try not to stare the first day that Amazon woman teacher heads my way. See, I got a way of attracting strange characters. They draw to me like someone stuck a note on my forehead saying, "Losers wanted here." Well, I spend a lot of time trying to fit in here at McLennan Middle School. I ain't letting nobody ruin it for me, especially no teacher. I didn't even look up when Miss Saunders came up to me that day like I'm some kind of information center. "Excuse me," she says. She's wearing a dark purple suit and a starched white shirt with matching purple buttons. That outfit cost $300 easy. I'm trying to find the principal's office. I know it's around here somewhere. Can you help me? Before I catch myself, my eyes ricochet like pinballs, bounding from John McIntyre's beady brown eyes right up to hers. I swallow hard. Stare at her till John whacks me on the arm with his rolled up comic book. "That away," I say, pointing up the hall. "Thank you. Now what's your name?" she says, putting down her briefcase like she's going to stay here a while. "Malika. Malika Madison. The third," I say, smacking my gum real loud. "Don't let that fancy name fool you," John butts in. "She ain't nobody worth knowing." Miss Saunders stares down at him till he turns his head away and starts playing with the buttons on his shirt like some 2-year-old. "Like I say, the office is that way," I point. "Thank you," she says, walking off. Then she stops stone still, like some bright idea has just come to her, turns around, and heads back my way. My skin starts to crawl before she even opens her mouth. "Malika, your skin is pretty, like a blue-black sky after it's rained and rained," she says. Then she smiles and explains how that line comes from a favorite poem of hers. Next thing I know, she's heading down the hall again like nothing much happened. When she's far enough away, John says to me, "I don't see no pretty, just a whole lot of black." Before I can punch him good, he's singing a rap song. "Malika, Malika, ba-boom, boom, boom. We sure want to keep her, ba-boom, boom, boom. But she's so black, ba-boom, boom, boom. We just can't see her." Before I know it, 3 more boys is pointing at me and singing that song too. Me, I'm wishing the building would collapse on top of me. John McIntyre is the smallest 7th grader in the world. Even 5th graders can see over his head. Sometimes I have a hard time believing he and me are both 13. He's my color, but since 2nd grade, he's been teasing me about being too black. Last year, when I thought things couldn't get no worse, he came up with this here song. Now here this woman comes talking that black stuff, stirring them up again. Seems like people been teasing me all my life. If it ain't about my color, it's my clothes. Mama makes them by hand. They look it too. Lopsided pockets, stitching forever unraveling. I never know when a collar's gonna fall off or a push pin gonna stick me and make me holler out in class. I stopped worrying about that this year now that Charlize lends me clothes to wear. I stashed them in the locker and changed into them before first period. I'm like Superman when I get Charlize's clothes on. I got a new attitude and my teachers sure don't like it none. It's bad enough that I'm the darkest, worst dressed thing in school. I'm also the tallest, skinniest thing you ever seen. And people like John remind me of it every chance they get. They don't say nothing about the fact that I'm a math whiz and can outdo ninth graders when it comes to figuring numbers. Or that I got a good memory and never forget one single solitary thing I read. They only see what they see, and they don't seem to like what they see much. Up till now, I just took it. The name calling, the pushing and shoving and cheating off me. Then last week, something happened. I was walking down the hall in one of Char's dresses, strutting my stuff, looking good. Then Char walked up to me and told me to take off her clothes. There was maybe 8 or 9 kids around when she said it too, including Caleb. I thought she was kidding. She wasn't. So I went to the girls' room and put my own stuff back on. That's when I made up my mind. Enough is enough. I deserve better than for people to treat me any old way they want. But saying that is one thing. Making it happen is something else. So you see, I got my own troubles. I don't need no Scarface teacher making things worse. But I got this feeling Miss Saunders is going to mess things up for me real bad. And we'll be going right into chapter 2. So things are starting to get interesting. Let's see. Let's jump right into it. John thinks he's smart. I hear him still singing that boom boom song under his breath. I don't have to listen to it either. So instead of going to 5th period and sitting next to him, I'm going outside. There's plenty of kids hanging out around the corner at the pretzel place. I just have to get to my locker for my coat and slip out the back door. Soon as I get down the hall, though, who do I see but that woman? She's all up in somebody else's business already. Young lady, she says to a girl leaning against the wall with a boy sucking on her neck, get to class. I turn to a locker like I'm trying to open it. When the girl turns Miss Saunders' way, I almost choke on my spit. It's Charlize. Man, the stuff's gonna fly now. Charlize stares at Miss Saunders like she's out of her mind. Then she laughs. I see Miss Saunders crunching up her face and cutting her eyes at Worm. Worm busts out laughing and says, "Dang, who you? Somebody's mama?" I'm the new English teacher. Miss Saunders has got a real attitude when she says it too. Shoot, Char says. I sure ain't looking at that face 45 minutes every day. No way. Worm puts his arm around Char's shoulder. They walk down the hall right past me. Dang, what happened to her? He whispers. They head for the stairway to keep on locking lips. To class or to the office? Miss Saunders calls after them real loud and steady. Charlize looks at Miss Saunders and rolls her eyes. Miss Saunders has got her hands on her hips. You have something to say? Big mistake, lady, I'm thinking. Charlize is the baddest thing in this school. She ain't gonna forgive you for loud talking her. Charlize, she's crazy like. Next thing I know, she's telling Miss Saunders to mind her own business. She says something about her face. Worm's telling Char to cool it. He's dragging her down the hall with his hand covering her big mouth. The new teacher don't know when to quit. She tells Worm to hold on a minute. Then she says her piece. She's letting Charlize know that she's traveled all over the world, and there's nothing Charlize can say about her face that she ain't heard in at least 4 different languages. Char says, if you're so high and mighty, what are you doing in a dump like this? Miss Saunders puts down her briefcase. When she does, her Gucci watch flashes. This lady's got money. Big time cash. I want to give something back, Miss Saunders says. You want to give something back? Charlize asks, putting out her hand. Good. You can start by giving me them designer shoes and that $300 watch you got on. Charlize, she's got an eye for the good stuff. Her older sister Juju, who's been taking care of Char since their parents died 2 years back, has got all kinds of stuff at her house. Most of it still got price tags on it. She'll sell you a $300 pantsuit for $50 or a nice coat for a Benjamin, $100. Good deals if you got the dollars, which I ain't. Char's lucky. When my daddy died 3 years ago, Mama took to her sewing machine to help her ease the pain. I sure wish she'd taken to getting me clothes off a store rack instead. Her sewing is a shame. Worm tells Charlize to forget about Miss Saunders and to get out of here. Charlize don't let the new broad off so easy. You don't scare me, she says, putting her hands on her hips. But before Miss Saunders can speak, here comes Ty, interrupting everything. I see you've met Charlize, Ty says to Miss Saunders. Ty teaches math. She is weird, too. She stands at the blackboard with one leg leaning on the other like a flamingo. She does yoga and hums like a heater on the blink. Ty is a strange chick, I'm telling you. I see you made it, she says to Miss Saunders, grabbing both her arms and squeezing them tight in a friendly girl-to-girl squeeze. Ty looks funny standing next to Miss Saunders, who must be close to 6 feet tall. Ty is short, with long hair and 2 sets of silver hoop earrings in her ears and a small hole in her nose where she puts her nose ring when she ain't at work. We're old college roommates, she says to Charlize. You will love having this woman around. She really makes things happen. I don't know why Ty is telling all this to Charlize. She knows Charlize couldn't care less. Ty and Miss Saunders head for the office. Ty tells Worm and Charlize to get to class. Sure, Ty, Char says, all sweet and innocent. When Char is halfway up the hall, Ty looks over her shoulder at me and says, That goes for you too, Miss Madison. So that was chapter 2.